following is a production of DallasCowboys.com and the Dallas Cowboys Football Club.
How about them Cowboys?
Blowing out of the backfield, exploding down the sideline.
This is Hangin' with the Boys, presented by Wingstop, where flavor gets its wings. Now, your hosts, Nate Newton, Kurt Daniels, Jesse Holley, and Shannon Gross.
Thursday, 11:30 a.m. Central Time. There is a live look at the Tostitos Championship Plaza at Ford Center at the Star in Frisco, Texas. It is 83 degrees outside. It feels like 88. The high is 88. And the low tonight is 68 degrees. And fellas, can you smell that? You smell it?
All I smell is this.
Excuse me.
This.
I can hear you, man, but yeah, I'm good. I just got to.
Do you smell it?
Smell what?
Football is in the air because the guys are right outside that window practicing as we speak.
Yes, they are.
OTAs, the second day of OTAs are going on. Is it third?
Third day.
I screwed up already. 2 minutes into the show and I already screwed up. Football is happening. Kurt, have you watched any of it?
No, well, they just got started. They started just a little bit before.
Well, Kurt, you just informed me it's the third day. You've had 2 days to watch.
No,
have you seen any of it?
No, they've been inside.
All right, next. Jesse, have you seen any of it? Jesse hadn't been in the building. Nate, have you seen any of it?
Yes, I've seen like 10 seconds of it.
Okay. How was your 10 seconds?
It was great, man.
I saw 15.
Did you?
Yeah, just the one up Nate.
When you walked through here?
That's what I'm saying. So I was walking through. I saw a few guys out there moving around, man.
How about
but I've been getting information.
Have you?
And the main man looks good. Dak looked good. That's the end of the story right now.
He looks right. He does look right.
Show's over. Dak's good. Okay,
Yep, let's go
home.
Yep.
What about you, Mr. Big Shot?
10 minutes, maybe 15.
You live in the building. How do you
know what? They ain't got pads on.
Yeah.
They're running around with new numbers on. I can't tell who's on defense, who's on offense.
Number 9 is.
Like, what y'all think about that? Let's talk about that. Let's talk about that. I was not going to go there in this show, but I want to know. There's one person in this room that I want to know.
No.
Don't point.
You're not going to get
Don't point at Nate. Jesse,
you're not going to get
all right,
me.
So let's talk. First off, let's talk about just the overall. We touched on it briefly earlier in the season when the news came out that they were able to change numbers. So how do you feel about you're a big number guy. How do you feel about the new numbers that are available, and do you like being able to do that?
Yeah.
Why do you love it?
Because your number is it becomes a part of who you are.
Yes.
Like once you get a number and you get an established number, it's a part of who you are.
It's your identity, right?
Somewhat. Your football identity.
Yeah.
It's your football identity. And I mean, I wore number 9 in high school. I demanded to have number 9 when I went to college. Mm-hmm. And I told you guys all about the story when Carolina basketball took my number 24 and gave it to Marvin Williams. So your number matters. But I don't know if
Did we hear that story?
Yeah, we heard the story. Yeah,
I don't remember that story.
Yeah, when Coach called me and told me to pick, did I like any other numbers?
No, I haven't heard this.
No?
Unless I was absent
don't listen.
that day.
You don't listen.
Nate, have you heard this story?
I'm waiting. You see, I'm looking like.
Kurt, have you heard this story?
I know Jesse will always have I'm left on the porch story. I want to hear this.
I was left on the porch
I don't think you told us this story. Tell us the story.
Just a quick story. Back in Carolina.
There ain't no story you've ever told to anybody that has been
Jesse
quick.
Lost his number.
It wasn't even lost. It was politely taken. So one day it's in the off season. I wore number 9 in football, 24 in basketball in high school. So I get to college and I wear number 24 my freshman year. All good and well. So I'm heading into the summer, heading into my sophomore year. I get a random call from Coach, and he's like, "Hey, is there any other number that you like besides number 24?" And I'm like, "Nah." I'm sitting in Bojangles.
Right.
I'm like, no. 24 is my number. I've worn, my high school. He was like, just think about it, and I'll call you back in a little bit. I go back to eating my Bojangles, I'm sipping on my sweet tea, and just about 2 hours later, he calls me back. Like, hey, have you thought about any other number? And I was like, no. He's like, well, like you might want to start thinking about another number. I'm like, what happened? He's like, we kind of promised Marvin Williams that he would wear 24 when he came to Carolina. Now, Marvin Williams, who ended up being like the number 2 or 3 pick in the NBA draft,
wow,
he was the number 1 player in high school out of Seattle, signed to Carolina, and they had told him that he can wear number 24. So they were like, we got the number 1 player coming.
And didn't even consult you.
Didn't even consult me. It was like, so I ended up wearing 0 because I'm like, I don't know any other number that I liked. So I was like, give me 0. They were like, cool, no problem. But you're coming out of 24. Right. You're not going to wear 24. And like when I told Marvin this story, he was so hurt. He was like, bro, I promise you I didn't know. They told me it was cool. I asked them, can I wear 24? And they were like, oh, yeah, sure. Like they didn't care about anything about my –
Coach left him on the porch.
Coach left me on the porch.
So numbers a big deal to you?
To any athlete.
Okay. So you're okay with all the new changes.
Love
and
it.
Letting
Love
different – and it looking weird.
Love it. What looks weird, though?
So
linebacker.
you and my man, number 9. Wow, you and –
a linebacker
I'm
wearing
older.
9. That looks weird.
wow.
That looks weird.
That looks sweet.
I like it in college. I don't like it in the pros. I don't know why.
Now, I don't like the fat boys wearing single digits. I don't like
Hold
that.
on, stop, man. See,
Like in college, they had I'm just saying, I don't
see.
like. Can I say that? That's politically correct to say? I don't need any more.
Yeah, you offended me.
I don't
man.
need. I don't know.
No, that's politically correct because that's what I call the fat guys should keep their numbers. They need double digits. I don't care if it's 12 or 10. They need double digits. Walk around. Can you imagine a fat guy on my side walking around with 1 on?
It happens. In college, it happens all the time.
It'd be hilarious.
Built like a potato. You walk around with a 1 on.
It's the biggest stretched out one you've ever seen. It's like this big, that wide.
All right,
Can
so
you imagine Tyrone in a 10 or 11? Big Tyrone?
11. That would be hilarious.
Do
Like
you guys
you
pay
wouldn't be able
attention
to see it with all the
the
creases.
players that wear your number down the road? Like, do you worry about who wears 61?
I do.
Yeah.
And I hate when they get them sorry dudes who you going to cut, can't make the team, ain't made a name or nothing. I mean, I know 88 is
Nobody's
the
got
greatest
61.
thing in the world to have, but I'm like, man, at least be a little selective in who you give 61. I don't care if it's a fat guy, but at least let him be able to play and contribute to the team. Oh, Jesus. But number 9. So
let's just. No one wants to make eye contact with me right now because
I'm making eye contact with you.
nobody
Number
wants
9,
to talk about
Number 9.
Kurt,
It must be nice to have that kind of money, huh?
what kind
Buy
of
up
money?
half the inventory of the 54.
Is that what you have
Sure,
to do?
like you were
That's what
talking,
you
he
have to
must
do.
have some kind of plan to use them, I guess.
But see, my plan was basically for quarterbacks or guys who have like real long money. I don't know if Jaylon has real long money.
You don't think $9 or $10 million a year is long money? Think about it now.
Yeah, I don't think not enough to give up $500,000.
Yeah, $500,000 on
To give up
jerseys?
$500,000.
Jalen is smart
for
now.
8 months.
Jalen is smart. He will trust me. He will find a way.
For 8 months, because
He will
next
find
year
a
it can
way.
change.
5% of your yearly income just for that. Because you ain't selling that many jerseys, I don't think, to make
You
that
just
money
sat
back.
there and
See how
said
you
how
would.
great it is to have your number, and
Not
Jalen did that.
$500,000.
If you made $10 million a year, you wouldn't pay $500,000 to get your number.
We don't know how much he's made off Clear Eye View sales. We don't know that. So his money could be long. We don't know his other entrepreneurial things. Evidently, he's not concentrating on the football field, so evidently he's concentrating out there. So we don't know.
All right, Jesse, you've been too
Maybe that'll
quiet.
motivate him.
What? How do you feel about it?
Yeah, I'm not doing it.
Really?
I'm not-
You actually don't want to talk about something.
No,
It's a
'cause-
controversial subject.
Well,
and you
here's the
don't wanna-
thing. I
don't want to get you fired.
No, I'm not gonna get fired.
Okay, all
I'm
right.
not gonna
So I
get
don't want to
fired.
make you say something you don't want
But
to say.
I've made a conscious decision with myself.
Okay.
The man in the mirror.
Uh-oh.
That I'm just going to lay off Jaylon.
Okay.
I'm just going to lay off Jaylon.
Fair enough.
It's
And I'm going to tell you why.
Why?
I'm going to tell you why. Because as much as I clown on Jaylon, and I was talking to Doug, our old producer, you can't never question. He's a good kid.
Yeah, he's good.
His priorities is just in the wrong place. When I think of Jaylon, sometimes I be like, wow, man, I sat here and I blasted this kid. He's got a good heart. He's got a big heart, but he's just misplaced on the priority list. And if he can ever realize that football will make everything go easier, just think how great things could be for him. Somebody has not sat him down and said, hey, Jaylon, football has been your life. Football is what, whether you like it or not, it has made you. You have not made football. Football has made you. And that's what Mike Irvin used to always preach in our locker room. And if somebody would open up a business or something, the first thing Mike would say, don't forget what got you that.
Well, that's the concern, isn't it? Now, he's made his money. He's set. I mean, is that?
But you can be even. But it's bigger. It's always.
But I'm saying in some players, I would think you made that money. Maybe you lose your priorities.
Just think if Jaylon, with all this competition now, just think if Jaylon come back to that guy we saw 3 years ago. What if Jaylon have 9 or 10 sacks this year?
And see, my biggest thing with him is we talk about everything else besides football.
Yes,
like here he is again in the media again for a non-football issue, and then you get in front of the media and you just tell the lies. Like, for what? That bothers me.
He like, just misplaced, man. I'm telling you, he just misplaced.
I'm in conversations with Tony. No, you're not. You didn't talk to him, and you don't. Not that you have to talk to him, but you don't have to say that. You know what I'm saying? So it's like. It's always in the spotlight for the wrong reason. Now they aren't troubling things, right? We've had guys here who've been in the spotlight for far worse than him, but it always comes down to for him is you're being highlighted for things that are not highlights of football. Right. Like your football is always lowlights, and it's always off the field other stuff.
It just adds up.
And it just begins, and then for me, it starts looking like you don't really love football. You love what football brings. Yeah. And it goes back to Nate's days, before Nate's days, right. During my time, and it'll go on 40 years after I'm done and dead and gone, that you're going to have a certain amount of players who get put in a position or on a stage through the game, the sport, football, baseball, basketball, whatever it is, that loves what the sport brings more than they love the sport.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And it's a perpetual thing when it comes to him. And so I just get to the point and I say, you know what?
I would think a lot of guys, I mean, he signed a $68 million contract, $35 million guaranteed. I mean, his generations are set for life, you know? So I would think for some players, it's like, you know, why do I need to bust my head into that formation and, you know, do this when I've already got paid, you know? I mean, it's hard.
But this year we will find out, because you got a coach now that's has no skins with you. He going to walk in and say, I saw the film. Son, this is what we need from you. It's at that point now where you tell a player, whereas I used to hear where before they take him off the field, he moaning and groaning. Why? Well, they see what we see. You can't cover anybody. So now we got the other kid that came from Atlanta that's going to play nickel linebacker and safety. That takes you off the field for at least 35 plays. So now if we got you on the field, it's going to be in a rush position, a designated thing that you do well, whatever it may be. So you looking at now, instead of 60, 75 plays, you may be looking at 40 plays. So now can he excel at what this new coach is going to ask him to do? I'm praying and hoping that it does be some competition to this. Because if you're going to just say, hey, Jaylon, your job again, he's got to learn that it's not about you. And then
some of the frustration that comes towards Jaylon, it goes back to what you just mentioned. Like somebody upstairs thought giving him a $64 million contract, $35 million guaranteed, was the right thing to do. And so we see the numbers and we go, you're making $10 million a year. And like if I'm Jaylon, and I might be talking about both sides of my mouth, but if I'm Jaylon, I'm like, they gave it to me, I signed it.
Yeah.
Like I literally didn't even go to them. They were like, hey, we got some new money, like we got some left, whatever it was when that whole thing with the whole Dak situation was like, you know, whoever wants the money, come get it.
Yeah.
And he was like, well, they gave it to me, like I signed it. And I don't blame him for that, because if it was me, if it was you, if Derek calls you upstairs, Derek calls me, any one of us and goes, listen,
we got an extra $100,000 here.
What color ink?
What color ink?
Nah, I don't want it.
What color ink? Right? It's like,
Yeah.
Hey Shannon, we're gonna give you an extra $50,000 a year, but Jesse has to go. You go,
Bye, Jesse.
right? Like, Nate, we got an extra $40,000 for you, but Kurt's got to
You know
go.
what?
I'm like, man, I like Kurt and all, but
I think we
you see that pin in your desk, boss.
that would be a fun segment. What's the dollar amount that it would take to break up this show?
Oh,
Like what would
you want to create chaos?
Yeah,
All right,
different show.
The white Kwame Brown. You want to do the Caucasian Kwame?
$20. He's probably like,
Listen, Chris Bean, my price is low. I'm
like Jesse's like a
double it.
Jesse's like
I'm here.
a pair of Tommy Johns and a Wingstop gift card. Bye, y'all.
You give me a $100 gift card, I'm taking Nate out.
I just we have had enough disappointments out of Jaylon. And whoever listening to this show or whoever cares about him, just reprioritize. That's all you have to do.
Yeah, and
that's all you have to do.
I think you're right, Nate. Like I think everybody. He's a good dude.
He's a good
giving
dude,
back
man,
to the community.
The camera does something to
the
him.
programs that he's involved in, the things that he started, that incubator business he started for minority-owned businesses. I think everybody really, you want to root for him.
Yes,
but there's just, you know what fixes it?
Wins.
Go out there and ball.
Yeah.
Wins.
Yeah.
Become the guy that took Alvin Kamara straight out the sideline and out the stadium
Right.
and ran him into the wall. Be that guy this year.
Yeah.
And all this, all this goes away. Like, okay, 9, let's go 9. Like 9, let's go. Like all this goes away. Just go be Jaylon that Jaylon we all thought Jaylon was going to be when he signed that contract. Because I think we all want to see him. Because it's a great story. We all forget about the story. Like what he gets so frustrated.
Because the story, at the end of the day, the story is great for documentaries. It ain't great for football.
Right.
Unless you're producing.
Yeah.
yeah.
Right?
Yep.
Was he maybe out of place last year because they moved him from middle to weak side linebacker? Did they discover that maybe that's not where he needs to be?
He played all of them. He's played weak. He's played middle. He's played
I guess so.
strong. Like,
What hasn't he played?
Right.
Jaylon.
I guess I told you before, the next spot for you now is that's the one spot you don't want to be in. When the good players, right, Michael Irvin, he's going to be the X receiver. Des Bryant, the X receiver. Jason Witten, the Y tight end. Zeke Elliott is going to be your RB1. Stamp it.
Yeah.
When you start going to that whole, hey, we're going to try you at middle. All right, cool. Hey, we're going to move you over to Sam. All right. Let's go try you out. At this point, now I have nowhere else to put you but to send you to a new address. That's the one place you don't want to be as a player, is the guy who has to get, passed around.
Right. Offensive line's a little bit different because sometimes you get moved for need, right? And
yeah, you get moved because that's what happened to me. When they said Eric Williams was going to start, before Eric got there, they moved me to right tackle. They said we want the 5 best guys on the field, so I had to move to right tackle in order to make room for Kevin Cogan. So you do that with offensive line, but just like Jesse said, if you change a couple of times within the year, if every time they get a new guy, you being the guy being changed, this ain't about a matter of time for you to have a new address.
I tell you what, that's going to be probably the most interesting thing to watch during camp because, you drafted Micah Parsons, which you got to think he's going to be on the field. Jabril Cox, if he gets it figured out.
My guys, you only draft those guys when there's a need.
Yeah.
We're not,
Yeah.
I don't care about the best available player because you draft those guys because there was a need.
Yeah.
And not only did you draft those guys, you went and got 2 of those guys.
Yeah, not one.
Not one. You went and got 2.
There's a report out there that, and I don't know how reliable it is, but there's a report that the Cowboys tried to trade Jaylon during the draft and couldn't get any takers.
I tell you like this, man.
They watched the film, I guess.
I tell you like this here. I thought about this a lot.
See,
man.
I didn't want to do that. I didn't want to do that, but he said watch the film. So
I thought about it a lot, man. And I said in my mind, okay, I'm attacking Jaylon, but why? And it's only one reason: the lack of productivity.
productivity.
That's it. Jaylon, I mean, every time he passed me, hey, how you doing, sir? Da 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 da. I'm like, wow, man. I'd be like, don't want to speak because
You feel bad?
yeah, I'm like, wow, this dude is a nice dude.
Mm-hmm.
Somebody has to get to this kid and say, man, make football your only priority for 8 months out of the year. For 8 months out of the year, make football your only priority. After games, you thinking about it. I'm going to tell you something. I saw the Warriors game, the play-in game, and the Curry kid. You talking about somebody that was crushed? I watched him on after both play-in games. This dude is a champion. This dude moved over for KD. He moved over for another player to shine when he know he can get 60 points a game. You talking about somebody with crushed? I haven't seen that since Michael Irvin, man. I haven't seen that since Troy Aikman, where a guy just literally crushed about losing. In today's society, where everybody's getting paid.
You guys have said before, it's not loving to win, it's hating to lose.
Yeah.
You think most guys have kind of followed that? You know, they hate to lose more than they love to win.
Yeah. The great ones, man. Because there's no glory. There's no, and I saw that with a couple of guys when I go out and do different things. Jesse may experience the same thing just by playing with the Cowboys or either short time with New England. You get guys, man, that just look at you. They be looking at you. And you be like, hey, man, is everything all right? Man, you got a Super Bowl ring. You got 3. Wow, man. Wow, what I wouldn't do to have one of those. What, man, they get emotional. I'll be like, yo, bro, it's all good. Y'all, you made all pro. I just go to making up things, just to get them out of that mindset, man. Some people hate to lose, bro, at all. I used to see Mike Irvin cry like a baby after games. Like, why? I can't take this. They need to trade me. This I'm serious. Before Jimmy, man, this ain't right, man. Is this what y'all used to? I used to sit on the bench like, Mike, it's all right, man. We need this, we need that. When things get better, man, when they gonna get better? This ain't college, dog. We can go out and recruit 35 guys.
You want to know Jesse's true thoughts on the number 9 switch?
Yes.
This is what it is.
It's my quarterback.
Somebody talking to you?
That is your quarterback.
That's his quarterback.
It's my quarterback.
Yeah, I mean, Tony's my guy, but I'm of the camp where Jaylon don't have to ask Tony Romo for that number. That's my opinion.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
like you got to ask Troy. You got to ask Troy for number 8 though.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah,
got to ask Troy for number 8.
Yeah.
I think what Tony did was some spectacular stuff.
Right.
But he ain't hoist no trophy. Like that to me, you only get a say so when you don one of them.
Mm-hmm.
When you've been to the top of the mountain, Tony's done some spectacular things. That's my guy.
So you think someone could come in here and wear 82? You cool with that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
What did he do? What did he do?
What?
One of the best to ever play.
Okay.
At that position.
So was
Hands
Charles
down.
Barkley in the NBA?
They gave 54 away.
Yeah.
No.
He's one of the best to come ever and do it.
So you got to win the big one to have the sacred numbers, right?
Yeah, that's
I
what
think
they
it'd
can't
be
put on
funny,
62. 61. They got to ask me.
What's really going to be funny is when
You know
Cox
what?
changed to 54.
There's only a few guys that was the face of the franchise. Randy White was the face of the franchise. When you thought about the doomsday defense, you thought about Randy White.
Mm.
And you thought about Roger. You thought about Bob Lilly. I don't. Who else? Am I missing someone?
Emmett.
Tony Dorsett.
Yeah.
Is I'm missing it? Because those are the 4 guys that I think about that was elite.
Troy.
From back then.
Troy, yeah, and that don't even cross my mind. That number ain't going nowhere, and I hope Troy don't never be nice enough to give it to nobody, and I hope nobody don't try to get it.
Like they don't even give it out at practice. I've never seen the 8 jersey at practice. Have you?
Not at.
And I hope they get cut real quick.
Maybe Nick always talks about this. I don't know if I've seen 8. I have seen 12 at training camp when they have like 90 or
overabundance.
100
They got
guys.
90 guys here now. I don't see no 8.
Yeah, but you'll see it, and you don't want that number because you get that
You know
number.
what that number. You know what it is.
You know you're
74.
gone. You know that if you got that number, that you're not here very long.
74, 8, 12.
Yeah, there's a few of them.
Deuce.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, well, I tell you what, I think we all in the fan base, I won't speak for the whole fan base because I don't think they all feel like this, but Jaylon, we want you to do good.
For real, man.
We want you to do good on the field because we think you're a good dude. You know, we loved your brother when he was here. Your dad listens to the show. We want you to succeed. All you got to do is go out there and ball this year, man. Go ball, and then you can wear that 9 and
because he looks good in like.
Did you see him in the number 9?
Yeah.
Man, that thing fitted.
He looked
like,
good.
Wow.
Like
wow.
He about 6'3".
Yeah, man.
250.
I think
built like he just like someone put him together.
I think it looks weird
in the lab.
I think it makes him look slow, man. It's like when you wear black sneakers on the court, it makes you look slow.
No,
like I think it slows him down, man. I think
it looks good. Like, it looks good. Like I'm always a fan of if you got the right shape, like the 9 and that good body. You know, that 9.
So see, even Jesse wants you to do good because you look good in the 9. Yeah. Go play good and let's just, you know what? Let's go. Let's go. Let's put this to bed.
Make them say the next time someone wants to wear number 9,
they got to ask Jaylon.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah.
Make them say that. Make them say, hey, you talk to Jaylon?
Motivator. This is a motivator for him.
I'm on board with it. Yeah. So, all right. That was on. We've got, Kurt gave me 12 points to talk about in this show, and we are over a third of the way through the show, and that was not even on the list. So we got a lot to get to. So hang tight. We will be back the next 2 segments on Hanging with the Boys.
Hey, Cowboys fans, ready to spice up your next watch party? Bring Yo Quiero guacamole and be the game day hero. Yo Quiero means I want, and we know you want great, fresh-tasting, ready-to-serve guacamole for your home gating and tailgating events. Made with real avocados and the perfect blend of spices, it will be the star of any party. You can find us at your local Albertsons or Tom Thumb in the deli section. If you can't find it, talk to your store manager and tell them, Yo Quiero guacamole.
Hey, Cowboy fans, if you're thinking about attending a game this season, visit cowboystravel.com to book your travel package today. Stay at the team hotel, have dinner with a Cowboys legend, and experience the best sports venue in the world, AT&T Stadium. Also, tour the Star, get autographs from your favorite players, and talk X's and O's with me, Mickey Spagnola. The official travel partner of the Dallas Cowboys will take care of all your travel needs. Visit cowboystravel.com to book your package today.
Hey Cowboys fans, there's a lot to get excited about for the upcoming season, but nothing more so than having a packed AT&T Stadium to cheer on the Cowboys every Sunday afternoon. At SeatGeek, we've been using this time to make discovering, buying, and selling tickets to events in Dallas easier, like football games, country shows, rodeos, pro wrestling, and everything in between. Download the SeatGeek app today and let there be live. SeatGeek.
1996, a great year and a glorious decade. Dolly the sheep was cloned. Dial-up was awesome. Influencers didn't exist. Pants were baggy. And the Dallas Cowboys won it all yet again. Sadly, we can't go back to the 90s, but we can still watch the Cowboys try to win it all once more. Whether you're traveling to the games or watching from your favorite vacation spot, book a place to stay on Hotels.com. Proud partner of the Dallas Cowboys.
Back to Hanging with the Boys.
Welcome back to the show. We'll see if we can get this thing back on track. Got a little derailed there for a minute, but
get this to work.
Get the ultimate fan experience for the ultimate Cowboys fan. Join Dallas Cowboys United, presented by Globe Life, starting at just $20. Join now and get your exclusive fan pack and member benefits. Visit DallasCowboys.com/United for details. And before we get back to the agenda, Kurt, you brought something up before the show. You want to elaborate? You said Nate is on Instagram?
Oh, I didn't say that. I don't know.
Who said that? Chris, did you say that?
Nate, you on Instagram?
Are you on Instagram?
Yeah, I'm on Instagram. Yeah, Kurt did bring that up, man. If we break this on air, I'm going to bust you up, Chris.
Huh?
I told Shannon he brought it on the air.
He brought... Wow.
What is your Instagram handle?
Prime was on Instagram or something.
Yeah.
What's your Instagram name, Nate?
I don't have one. It's Dion.
We can't ever keep private conversations private on this show.
That's all right. Once you start squinting, you know Nate ain't going to stop.
But wait a minute. Instagram is a public platform.
Domain,
I didn't think this was a private conversation.
Okay, it wasn't because Dion sold me out.
Okay, so you're on Instagram.
Yeah, I'm on Instagram.
What's your name?
Sweet Jessie Bree.
No,
Why are you? Why
I don't have an Instagram account. Dion has the Instagram account.
Then how did we get told bad information?
Nobody said. I think somebody said that Prime has an Instagram account.
Prime has an Instagram account that he's all. Every time I get with him, there's got to be something.
Then this makes it even creepier.
He posted on Twitter.
Why were you taking pictures of us before the show?
That's what I was saying. Why is he taking pictures?
He posted on Twitter.
You ain't never posted about this show in 4 years.
I'm telling you, he posted
on Twitter. Why now? Why now, Nate?
There you go.
He posted on Twitter?
Picture on Twitter.
Why now? Why are you trying to be social media savvy after 4 years?
What I wanted to, I got people that say, when I say, hey, man, what they say, what you been doing? I say, well, I just did a show with my boy, them. And I tell them who all on the show, and they be like, well, why you never say anything before the show come on? I say, for one time, I'm going to do this, and I'm going to show y'all all my boys.
Because we're like the ugly girlfriend. We're like a moped.
Nah,
don't
so
want to tell
that's what I put everybody out there, man. So,
time to build your brand, Nate.
Yeah.
Well, I'm good. My brand. I don't want to be like Jesse, man. I don't want to get into arguments about my brand.
Okay, so not on Instagram, but you did tweet us out. Well, thanks.
Yeah.
Thanks for tweeting out about the show, Nate.
Promote the show.
Promote the show. All right.
Hit subscribe if you would.
Still can't believe Jesse's not on Instagram. I figured Jesse'd be all as self-centered and conceited as Jesse is. He'd have shirtless pics on there every other day.
Well, I won't do it.
One day he'd be singing, and the next day he'd be.
What do you do on
flexing?
Instagram?
The exact thing he's trying to blame on me. He's projecting that on me. That's what he does.
Dude, I've posted on Instagram maybe 3 times in the last year. Life got in the way of my social media. I don't get on social media that much if I'm not at work, to be honest with you. I stay away from it.
Says the social media. Director of social media.
Director of programming, but social media, yes, is.
But it's not good for your brand.
No, I'm into it. I just don't do it on my personal stuff. You're right. It's bad for my personal brand. It definitely is. But I just, I don't know, get overloaded with it, doing it at work 20 hours a day and then go home and do it for the remaining 4. It's not good. So, all right, let's get back to football. Enough about us. We're going to talk about Kurt. You gave me this whole list.
Well,
you know what? Welcome to Amen Corner. Kurt Daniels, take it away.
God, are you doing anything?
Nothing, as little as possible today.
Okay.
What's for lunch? Kurt, take away. I'm going to see what's for lunch.
This question did come out. I did want to ask you guys about this. So we've heard talk that Dan Quinn is going to bring back elements of the 2019 defense. Because last year was awful. Going to go back to that. But looking at it, we've only got 12 guys on the roster from 2019 from that defense. Only 3 of them were starters. You had a couple other guys like Jordan Lewis who was around. So is this – you've added, 7 new defensive free agents, 8 new defensive rookies. I mean, you got a lot of new guys. Are we going back to anything? It seems like a new defense for the 3rd time in 3 years.
Anything that we're doing in reverse is being done wrong.
Yeah.
There's no need to go in reverse. Especially for Dan Quinn. Like, everything that Dan Quinn should be doing defensively should be moving forward. It should be a progressive step to implement all the things that that is his bread and butter. Right? Because because who was 2019? Was that Rod Marinelli?
Yeah.
Chris Richard, Rod. So there may be some things. There may be some things there. There may be some links that bring them together. But my thing is that if it's not progressing, because you don't have a defense full of guys who were here in 2019.
What can you link to? Because there's
starters. So for me, it's like all the time that you have now. Thank God that we've got this opportunity to be back out here in the field to be a part of that process. Should be the building blocks to whatever it is you're going to build forward. Spend no time on the past. That stuff is gone. It's dead. Every moment, every waking moment that as you're now the defensive coordinator for the Cowboys should be a progressive step onto putting your own stamp, not even if it was linked to something that Chris Richard back in your own stamp on the players, the personnel, the chemistry, the camaraderie, everything should be, how can I put the Dan Campbell stamp on every single guy going forward?
Quinn.
I'm sorry, Dan Quinn.
Wrong coach.
Yeah, wrong coach. Same energy. I want that energy, though. I want the Dan Campbell energy.
Bite you in the
and Jesse, I just think they just worded it wrong. because I think everything is going forward. I mean, you're going to see some similarities, but we can pick a little bit of everything with all these different defenses and see some similarities.
Yeah.
It's all going forward. They are not, I promise you, they just want to, I could give the media something, but this is all going forward, my friend. Like you say, you only got, 2 or 3 guys that are left. So all of these new players, all this is big for them. All of the free agents, especially the college guys, this is big and new for them. So they're not worrying about that. They're just some soundbite stuff. That's all that is. That's all it can be. We don't have enough players to even worry about what happened before.
Well, how did is this going to be, because you have so many new guys, you have a new coordinator, is this going to be a transition year? Is it going to take 2 or 3 years for them to really get good at this defense?
No, sir. This defense is too simple. Yeah, what the coverage is, 1 or 2 coverages in the back end, which you're mixing in some disguises. These guys have went out and I think have tried to get great athletes at almost every position. I'm thinking it's what they're thinking. I don't know about the defensive line. There's still some young guys that need to be developed. But everybody else is athletic. Everybody else is long. Everybody else is covering space like Jesse talked about. These are guys that they think can do what they're asking them to do with the scheme. So the players match the scheme, whereas last year, not taking up for Coach Nolan, but they wanted long, smart guys that can play multiple positions. That's why we got the Neal kid in here, safety, and slash nickelback, nickel linebacker. So these are the guys they want. These are the guys. That's why Antoine Woods is not here. He don't fit the mold. He don't fit where he can move around a lot. So here we sit with this new coach that they have no other choice but to play their free agents and the young guys. You have who is left?
Right.
Who is left?
I don't know.
Your guy, Tristan Hill.
Yeah, he's left, but he better be able to play. If he can't, man, I hope they don't hold on. See, we got to hold players to a certain standard, not just talking about it. You, and I'll go back to Antoine Woods because I love this kid. I love what he did his first year. He knew what he was about. I'm short. I'm stumpy. I'm going to eat up blocks. I'm going to do what I have to do. That's why Jaylon and Van Der Esch ran all over the field. Yeah. They didn't have nobody bearing down on them. Well, everybody turned into pass rushes and I'm the man and da-da-da. Guess what? Now you're on the street. Now you're on another team. Mm-hmm. So do your job. Do your job.
Is cleaning up, I guess, how do I want to word this?
Words are hard, Kurt.
Yeah, it is, especially for me.
You know what?
It's cleaning up.
Of anybody on this show, you are an editor. You are the editor.
I can write some words.
You have been an editor.
You want me to write some stuff here? We gotta make for a good show.
This is not a written show. You should be able to formulate your thoughts better than, let me think of how I want to word this. And then you have to say that out loud into the microphone. Like, if anybody on this show.
There's a big difference between writing the words and saying the words.
Stop.
And I'm not sure you can do either one of them.
Hey, let's not talk about Kurt.
Way to go back at it,
Don't
Kurt.
take no more Kurt. That's what I'm talking about. Come at him. Let's knock these down, man.
Don't knock them down, man.
Talking about
Jess.
I like when
I do too. You know what? He's been a little too calm on the show today. He's been a little timid. I had to bring him. I had to poke him a little bit.
I like when Kurt get a little testy.
I had to poke him. So there you go, Kurt.
Nice. I appreciate
that's
that.
what I wanted.
So is
he's right though.
Job
you probably can't do either one.
He's totally right.
Yeah.
Totally right.
Keeping things clean for the linebackers, is that job one?
That's job one. If our linebackers are getting 70% of the tackles, especially for 3 yards or less, you stomping folks, man. Your down lineman is doing exactly what they're supposed to do. I'm talking about that tackle and the 3 technique that plays over either guard and that nose guard. They are doing more than their job. When you got linebackers running free, and that's where a linebacker can get cocky. Once he know that you got 2 guys, man, they'll shoot a gap in a heartbeat. Mm-hmm. But it's hard to shoot a gap, and at the last minute they just turn around and bump you off, and all of a sudden the running back going through your hole. That's an ugly thing.
Can you scheme that, or does it have to be?
He's have to be a bulldog.
No,
he's have to be a bulldog.
You can't scheme a plugger.
Yeah,
you got to be able to be a plugger.
Yes,
like you can't scheme it. You got to be able to be a plugger. And if you are, then great. It's like when you go down that like here's where the numbers kind of get deceiving because it'll go, oh, Jaylon Smith, oh, led the team in tackles, 154 tackles. Oh, then you take that next line and you'll go, oh, he averaged tackles at 4 yards, 5 yards a pop.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, you made the tackle, but it was a 5-yard gain. So every time they got on the field, it was first down, 4.5-yard run, 2nd and 5, 2nd and 6. Well, you can have a bunch of those tackles, but where are the tackles happening at? If they're happening, like Nate was saying, 3 yards or less, let's go. If it's 4+,
You brought up the word plugger, Nate. You got to be careful with that word because you can say that wrong a lot of different ways and mess up really bad.
Line in the gutter.
But
what you do in your room at night,
I hope it stay in your room at night.
but we haven't seen him play yet. We haven't seen him in pads.
Number 98,
Does
man.
he look like a plugger?
He's a plugger that can run, too.
You like that guy. That's Nate's pet cat already.
He can take more than 5 steps and don't be breathing hard.
Nate's in love. That's gonna be your guy to watch, right?
Oh, definitely, man.
so can we put the plugger in the name hat for him? The plugger?
Nah,
nickname there?
I ain't giving
tricky.
no more names. That last guy gave a name. He ain't with us no more. So I'm through with the names.
But you know what? He had
Unless
a
it's
good.
offensive
He had a
lineman.
good run though.
He did?
He
Yeah.
had a good run. They found a use for him, and he lasted longer here than he did anywhere else. So
Yes,
I
he
hate to
did.
see that. All my
Plug it.
guys are
Like
gone.
it.
He's gone. Tyrone's gone. Joe Looney's not around anymore. Sean Lee did everything for us.
Yeah.
I'm just kidding.
Yeah.
Sean never
Yeah.
did anything for us, probably because we didn't ask.
I tell you what, though, I'm gonna say this because I said it in a negative way, but brother, I love Kurt's Daniel's possible ideas today.
You know what?
I love it.
Let's take our last break.
I love that. I just had to get that out.
Let's
real
take
quick.
our last break.
Yeah.
And I-
Yeah, I do.
finally read an
Yeah.
email.
There's one point on here that I want to ask before we turn it over to Amen Corner.
Right.
We just had it. So you roll, man.
No, Peter King and ESPN's Dan Orlovsky both came out and said the Cowboys are the third. I could live with second, maybe.
Maybe.
Third best team in the NFC East, not the NFC, the NFC East. Third best team.
Yep.
I want to know if I'm just being a homer or if you guys agree with them when we come back for the last segment in Amen Corner on Hangin with the Boys.
How great would it be to travel to watch the Cowboys win on another team's turf? Pretty great. But honestly, just watching the game from anywhere but your house would be fun. Even a hotel bar with some guy named Phil from St. Louis who thinks Oakland still has a team. So whether you're traveling to the game or watching from your favorite vacation spot, book a place to stay on Hotels.com, proud partner of the Dallas Cowboys.
Hey, Cowboys fans, ready to spice up your next watch party? Bring Yo Quiero guacamole and be the game day hero. Yo Quiero means I want, and we know you want great, fresh-tasting, ready-to-serve guacamole for your home gating and tailgating events. Made with real avocados and the perfect blend of spices, it will be the star of any party. You can find us at your local Albertsons or Tom Thumb in the deli section. If you can't find it, talk to your store manager and tell them, Yo Quiero guacamole.
Hey, Cowboy fans, if you're thinking about attending a game this season, visit cowboystravel.com to book your travel package today. Stay at the team hotel, have dinner with a Cowboys legend, and experience the best sports venue in the world, AT&T Stadium. Also, tour the Star, get autographs from your favorite players, and talk X's and O's with me, Mickey Spagnola. The official travel partner of the Dallas Cowboys will take care of all your travel needs. Visit cowboystravel.com to book your package today.
Hey Cowboys fans, there's a lot to get excited about for the upcoming season, but nothing more so than having a packed AT&T Stadium to cheer on the Cowboys every Sunday afternoon. At SeatGeek, we've been using this time to make discovering, buying, and selling tickets to events in Dallas easier, like football games, country shows, rodeos, pro wrestling, and everything in between. Download the SeatGeek app today and let there be live. SeatGeek.
Back to Hangin' with the Boys.
Welcome back. Things are heating up for the Cowboys Nation at the Pro Shop. We've got new arrivals and restocked items from Nike, New Era, Tommy Hilfiger, DKNY, and more. Why they got DKNY over at the Pro Shop? Pair some football fashion with your spring and summer fun when you gear up at your local Dallas Cowboys Pro Shop, or log on to shop.dallascowboys.com. Go see our good friends Leslie and Ian at the Pro Shop, good the people. Online Pro Shop. Yeah. Great people. All right, back to the show. I have a hard time believing that. Peter King and Dan Orlovsky said the Cowboys are the third best team in the NFC East. Maybe I can see second. I think Washington's made some improvements, and their defense is going to be nasty this year.
Defense will be strong. They added Fitzpatrick.
The Eagles, I don't see it. The Giants, who knows with Saquon and is Daniel Jones getting better, but the third best team, Kurt, do you agree with that?
It's hard to believe. I mean, Peter King had Washington 15th because of that defense, and they think they've at least got a serviceable quarterback this year to get him going. He's got the Giants 20th.
Fitzpatrick scares me. I'm not going to lie.
You never know what he's going to bring.
He scares me.
Giants 20th because they've got the running backs, Barkley coming back. They've added Kenny Galladay. They've added Kenny Galladay, tight end Kyle Rudolph. They drafted another receiver. He feels like
the kid
Jones is ready, and he's got the weapons now. So,
what about Dak?
Well,
Dak's ready. What about those weapons?
He's got Dallas 21, and I think the question marks are, one, obviously the defense. Don't know what you're going to get there, and the other one is, will the guys that were hurt last year come back and play?
But here's my thing: the defense cannot get worse.
Yeah.
So it's got to get better, right? At least a little bit.
Yeah.
And the reason they ranked him like that was just because, like Pro Football did, Tyron Lyell as 22nd and 25th best tackles because of injury.
Right.
They don't want to stick their foot in their mouth and give these, because we are better than that. I think we're better than that. I don't think we better than maybe 11 or 12 or 15, but we better than 21.
Voice of reason, Jesse. Are we all being homers, or are the Cowboys the third best in the division?
No, I think people are trying to temper their expectations.
Yes.
Like, I think people because
like Nate never does.
Right.
I just said there may be 11 or 15. Oh, my God.
Wait till we pick the season games. Wait till we pick the games.
We'll Jesse, what were you going to say?
16-0
You're
again.
after everybody.
What were you going to say, Jesse?
But I think people are trying to I'm going to say this. I'm going to say Peter King. Because Peter King is usually a rationally thinking and writing guy.
Like Kurt.
Yeah.
Like Kurt.
Now, Dan Orlovsky, not so much. Like, he tries to have the hot takes, and he's trying to
clicks.
He's trying to talk about quarterback play. Like, Daniel Jones and Fitzpatrick are better than Dak Prescott. And like, he's like, well, if these guys, and I'm like, listen, if my aunt had kahunas, she'd be my uncle. Like, you don't have to play. You have to play all these ifs out. Dan Orlovsky, if Ryan Pitts, like, when is Ryan Fitzpatrick? He can be scary at moments, but Daniel Jones has shown you nothing during his time at New York that would make you believe that even after Dak is coming off an injury, that he's better than Dak, or that he's poised to take whatever steps are necessary to be better than Dak. So don't hit me with all the if this happens, if that happens, if that. I'm like, whoa, like, and then everything else for the Cowboys is supposed to stay stagnant, right? So they have all these other things elevating. Well, if Ryan Fitzpatrick plays lights out and Daniel Jones takes the next step and Saquon comes back, and then everything else for the Cowboys is just like, they're going to just stay stagnant. Like, they aren't going to improve in any way, shape, or form, right? Like I see Zeke doing his workouts. He looks much slimmer than he has in a lot of other off seasons.
He looks good.
He looks good, right? From what we've seen right now. He does look good.
Yeah, no.
Physically, he looks good, Kurt.
We'll see what happens on Sunday.
He better look good with that salary.
Same thing for Dak, man. Right? It's like he looks good and feels good. Lyle is coming back. He looks slimmed down. He's lost some weight. He's looking good. You just hope Tyreek can hold together
What if those guys don't? What if the line has the same injuries this year?
No,
Can
sir.
they survive?
Don't do, Kurt. Please don't. Please, because if they hold together, all we need is one of them. The president is back. I talked to him, passing by him. President is back. That's number one. All I need is for one of those tackles to show up for 16 games.
What if you get both of them?
Oh my God. You're talking about a record-setting pace. You're talking about 1,000 points
in
a year. You're talking about 1,000 points in a year.
You might get the president for 17 games. You ain't getting both tackles.
16, man.
You ain't getting both tackles for 17 games.
You don't think?
Yes, we are.
Stop it.
Yes, we are.
Stop. 77 is going to miss 2 or 3 games at least this year.
I hate that, but yeah.
But as long as they're in December and beyond, I'm good.
What do you mean beyond?
Really?
You hope it's beyond
playoffs.
is playoffs.
Playoffs.
That's what I'm saying. December and beyond.
You need them there December.
That's what I'm saying. If he's playing in December,
you're saying
January,
before. Okay. All right,
and beyond, December and beyond.
So just rest him after training camp.
Hey, man, they do it in the NBA. Just rest him, dog. Hey, that's load management, this dude.
Would they do that? Would they load manage him?
Hey,
no.
Why would it hurt? I mean, if we'd have got Jesse Boy in the draft, we wouldn't even have to be worried about this.
I mean,
I'm just saying.
Talking about the future. Let's protect our multi-million-dollar, $100 million+ quarterback.
Do y'all think Dak is worth that money?
Yeah.
Oh Lord, that's another
I'm
show.
just asking.
That's
y'all,
another show.
When you,
Yes.
I was sitting out riding yesterday, and I'm riding in the car, and I almost took the wrong exit.
I do that a lot.
$40 million. Oh! I'm like, boy, way to go, Dak.
Don't start that, because you were the main one all off season.
Just sign it. What color ink? What color ink?
I can't wait till they call us. Breaking news.
Sign it. But you know what? He don't come out the gates putting up 40, throwing for 300 yards a game. Guess what? That talks right out of the gate. That's going to be right behind him.
And that might be a little bit unfair. It might be.
Yeah.
It might be a little bit.
Win games, and I don't care.
Well, that's the thing.
Well, that's the problem. You start out 3-2 or 2-3 or 3-3. It's like,
and it'll be all right. That means our defense is inconsistent. It's no way. I'm telling you, it's no way that with the season, our coordinator is seasoned. Our offensive coordinator is seasoned. Our quarterback is seasoned. The receivers, everything fits. The line is back intact. All I need is one of those tackles to show up. You are ready. You say Zeke looking slimmer than he ever looked. I think he sent a hashtag to my man Kurt over there saying, "Look at me now." And they are ready. So all we need now is for the defense to hold on and get consistent. If they come out of the gates 2-3 or 3-2, I am not panicking because that means our defense is inconsistent. If our offense is inconsistent, man, bro, I'm gonna lose it up in
what would make you panic? What record? Let's say first 6 games. What record?
If we 3-3, something like that, I'm good.
So 2-4, 2-4,
2-4. Now I'm gonna be like, come on, defense, come on now, because we better not be talking about no offense. At 6, oh no, ain't no way in the world.
My only fear when it comes to the offense is Dak mentally.
Yeah,
that's my only fear.
Can he handle the boos if things don't go right?
Where is he at mentally
when people get around his feet?
Running, taking a hit. Like that part to me, I want to see.
We'll know by 6 games in, though, right? We'll know by 6 games in.
Now we should know by
3-4 games in.
We should know by 2-3 games in. We should know early
because they coming at it.
We should know. We should know early.
Well, he looks fine. Like when I saw him in practice, he's rolling out, he's throwing on the run, he's throwing across his body. Everything.
Yeah, but no one's out
good.
there.
Yeah, ain't nobody stay.
Everyone looks good out there in helmets and t-shirts.
But just for people that haven't seen him, he looks fine, and he's even said that he could go out and play a game. But it's a whole different story when you have 300-pound men with.
Have you ever heard in your time here? Right, I've never heard Dak say anything controversial. Like he says everything perfect in the media.
Yeah.
So when he says that, I take it as, oh, he's just really good at what he does.
Yeah.
It's like he and Jason Witten are 2 guys who've never said anything controversial or anything wrong when they've been in front of a mic and a camera.
Yeah.
So when he said, oh, I can go out there and play a game right now, that's what you're supposed to say.
Right.
Like you've.
Well, if you think about it, what was it that year that Tom Brady had the knee issue? It took him a year to mentally get right. You could tell when people got around his feet, he was backing up and he wasn't stepping into his throws.
Right.
So it's going to be. I mean, that's part of the same thing. That's what they say.
That's my only fear.
Physically, he's good. Physically, it's stronger than it's ever been because of the surgeries and the plates. It's the mental part where
you will know.
Right
after the Bucks game with Dominican Sue and the guy that
Shaq
lost
Barrett
his
and
face.
JPP.
You gonna know right after that game.
The guy that lost his finger.
But it's the mental part for Dak, and then it's this happens a lot. It's the overcompensation, right? You strengthen the other leg really, really well, and sometimes I'm talking too much, Nate.
Bruh, wow.
I'm just saying those things are real. Those are real things. Those are real
we don't
things.
have to worry about no offense.
All right.
Y'all heard it here first.
The offense has.
You heard it here first.
If we are talking, if we sit up and discussing what Jesse's discussing, I'm gonna be crushed. We will know when they leave Raymond James Stadium. When we come in that Monday, we'll be like, "Oh, Jesse, you were right. Dak overcome." Yeah. All we're gonna say, man, boy, our defense need to pick it up.
It's gonna be a Friday, by the way, because that's a Thursday game. Isn't that the season opener?
Yep. Well, that's our Monday, though, right? That would be our Monday, though, right?
Yeah, that Friday.
That would be our Monday.
No, it'll actually be Friday.
Yeah, the game would be
Thursday.
Monday.
Thursday.
Yeah, but that would be us as coming in after the game on Mondays.
But it'll actually be Friday.
I don't care what day
Stop
it is.
trying
It'll
to
be
twist
our
it.
Monday.
You didn't know the game was on Thursday, and you said when we come in on Monday. We'll be in here on Friday.
As
you
a
can
football
say it's
player,
we're doing our Monday
the day
show.
after the game.
We're doing our Monday show.
Thank you.
We're do our Friday show because it's going to be on Friday. I know what you're trying to say, but I ain't letting Nate out of it.
Okay, well, since Shannon want to be right, and he ain't been right about nothing the whole day, it will be on Friday. This dude done attacked every one of us. So after the show, when you get that beating we all gonna give you,
hey, I got what 3 minutes before I got to get Chris in here. I got to get Chris too. I got 3 minutes to get him too.
Chris chime in so he can beat you up too.
Oh man,
what are you saying, Jess?
I didn't say anything.
But
whoa! Mark that.
Hey,
mark that. First time ever, Jesse.
But okay, Jess, you brought it up, and I think it's a very valid point. Because I've never had a major injury like that to worry about coming back from. I mean, what do you really think? Do you think it's going to take a little time? Or?
To me, it has to. And I think Dak is a mentally tough person.
Right.
I love the quote that he sent on Instagram was the other day. It said, "Dear adversity, thank you for the opportunity." Like that just gives me chills to even hear that, right? Yeah. And he's mentally tough, and that part I don't worry about. But when you get on the football field, it's these little games that sometimes are played mentally. When you're recovering from your bone being out of your skin and you look down at your ankle and your foot's going away, you ain't never seen it go before.
Yeah.
And now have to come back from that. And, it's that when I roll out and it's 3rd and 1, do I go or do I not? And so it's just those little mental games that when you're in that, when people are around your feet, you're like, you're antsy. You're not throwing with enough oomph and force. So I want to see that.
Yeah. Do I fight for this first down or do I go down? Because last time I fought, didn't end good.
He said he'll go down, but we'll see when he gets in the heat.
But he's
of the
a competitor, man. He
tell you what, if it's for the playoff, baby, go for it.
It does no good if you're not in the playoffs when we get there.
Yeah.
We're talking about. If Dak, is it going to take him a few games to get going? Is the defense going to be ready? What if they get off to a slow start? Right now the one betting agency has McCarthy as the most likeliest to get fired.
Don't go there, Kurt.
Do you think there's any chance he'd get fired in his second season?
Yes.
Well, between you and Jesse today, boy, I'll just take the beat from Shannon.
Why are you ending the show like that, Kurt?
Come on, Kurt.
I mean, are we going after everybody?
I thought it was interesting.
You went after Jaylon the first segment. Now you're going after Coach.
Why you went after Jaylon the first segment?
I asked the question.
Man, I'm finna unplug all this, man. I'm going home. I ain't putting up with this today, man.
Jesse, you said yes.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
In season 2.
Yes.
Halfway through season 2.
Yes.
Because we don't have 2 defensive coordinators. See, you can't hit.
We
You can't
had 3
miss like that.
We had 3 in 3 years.
Yeah, you can't miss like that as a coach. You cannot miss. You know,
So
that
that's
means we
that's
wasted a year on defense. Nobody got any better. We don't have the same system.
So that's on coach and not ownership?
No, that's on the coach. Mr. Jones said he hired his guys. He didn't know Coach Nolan beforehand. I mean, he may have knew him, but he did not hire Coach Nolan.
Yeah.
So that's in his house. That's in Freaky Mike's house.
So that's one of those. That's one of those details that can get you right. It's not the overall coaching. It's not calling the plays. It's not the way you run things. It's the decisions you make along the way that can.
And there's 2 guys in house right now that can step right on in to be your next head coach. One of them has head coaching experience. You just hired him this year, and Dan Quinn.
Mm-hmm.
And then, call me crazy.
Kellen Moore.
Call me crazy.
Kellen Moore.
Call me crazy.
Is that what you gonna say?
That's the only reason he was left around here. I think
Didn't go to Boise for a reason.
I think Jerry is trying to groom him. I think Mr. Jones really listen, Nate. I think Mr. Jones really and truly wants to say, I found him. And this is the guy that's going to take us to the next whatever. And Kellen Moore is he's here. He has a good relationship with Dak.
I just want to know. I just want to see.
But I hope my boy Freaky Mike comes.
I was going to say, y'all already got Coach out of here.
This type of talk, man. Wow.
Don't even get in it, Nate.
Yeah, that's
me and
what I'm
you
saying.
we're gonna sit on the side. I can't believe Kurt brought that up, and then Jesse entertained it.
They work together, man. I know they text each other when
during the show.
Yeah, they keep their little texts to each other, man.
Man, come on.
The gospel. Somebody's got to bring reason to this thing.
It's the amen corner.
Yeah, they work hand in hand.
Yo, set me up.
God, the Son, and the Holy Spirit. Man.
Yes, sir.
We're the Holy Trinity.
Set me up for failure already because you know what y'all. I don't even have to talk about anything on this show. I'm guilty by association. So when I go in the locker room, y'all already went after Jaylon. So Jalen's gonna hate me now because y'all went after him. Now I can't even go in the coach's room.
We went after Jaylon.
Can't even go in the coach's room because Kurt went after Coach McCarthy.
No,
but we love it. We loved on Jaylon today, man. We all agreed that he just his priorities is in the wrong place. You know, make football 8-9 months out of the year. Make that your priority. Mm-hmm. You know, and he'll be okay.
Yep.
Well, fellas,
can I make the title of our show today, If My Aunt Had Kahunas?
Yes. That might be the most clicked on show ever.
She would be my Uncle Joe.
If my aunt had kahunas,
so is this the
uncle
the aunt uncle that was kin to your dad?
Be careful now. Be careful. You know, we live in this society nowadays that we trying to cancel.
Yeah, I'm just saying. But I'm just saying.
Like, they're gonna come after me. Jesse, what's wrong? Gender neutral. They'll be coming at me.
But I'm just saying, was this
you got a problem with your aunt wanting to be an uncle?
Yeah.
Your uncle wanting to
You
be an
got to follow
aunt?
that up with there would be nothing wrong with that.
Nothing wrong with that.
Yeah.
You want to be an auntie today? You want to be an uncle? Have at it.
Was it your dad's aunt?
Dad's sister.
Yeah, I was my dad's sister.
Okay, so she never came around. Don't worry.
Exactly. She never came around either. Aunt Barbara Jean.
Yeah.
All right, Kurt. Good show, man. This was fun. Sorry we didn't stick to the script today. Jesse,
what was the script?
Good seeing you. All those 5 bullet
give
points.
Me some,
the
man.
one email that you read every 6 months.
Kurt's possible ideas. We get them every.
I would tell you go follow Nate on Instagram, but he's still not on there. Neither is Jesse. Chris, sorry we didn't get to bash on you a little bit. I heard a rumor since our boss broke it on the show, his show yesterday. We only have, 2 more shows before we go to training camp, Chris?
Yeah, 2 more shows. This next week and the week after, so mini camp.
And you're putting together a special surprise for one of those shows, right?
Next week.
Next week.
For you next week.
Bring Jaylon in.
So we got 2 more shows, right?
2 more shows, and then the rumor is we're going to Oxnard this year. That's been the rumor since.
What rumor? Are we all going to Oxnard?
I don't know.
Oh,
we need to get on. We need to get on the boss.
Nah, they ain't letting all of us go. But I tell you what, I
love it though.
I'll ride. I'm gonna ride out there.
Fun Town RV.
Yeah.
Hey, Kurt's working that angle.
Okay, listen. Let me say this on air right now. If you drive to Oxnard, I'm rolling with you.
Okay.
That's a promise.
All right.
Really?
Yeah.
Let me ask y'all this: if we got a Funtown RV and Nate drove, would y'all be comfortable riding with Nate across country driving?
I only drive during the day. Because I ain't never drove an RV, so I'll be driving like 65 miles an hour. Yeah, I ain't fit, bruh.
Would y'all do that,
I'd go.
or would we have to hire a driver?
No, I would go, and I would actually.
He can drive.
I can drive.
We can all drive.
Okay.
I'll drive.
We can do it nonstop
Would you do
if we
it?
do it like that.
Yeah, I'd definitely love to do that.
Make it like a 3-day trip. Stop maybe make some like El Paso where we got a big fan bases. Vegas has huge fan base.
We can stop at Vegas regardless.
Yeah.
Mate.
And we ain't stopping at no trailer park, so you can.
How we gonna gas up, then, Nate? We gotta gas up. And we gotta empty out the bathroom and get the fill our water
one
up.
rule: if we do go, you can stand up, but ain't no sitting down. 'Cause that ain't fair to other folks.
You know what?
You can stand up, but no sitting down.
I think the trailer parks are the other direction. I think they're all south and east. I don't think there's that many out west. They blow away out west. So, man, we are way over. Kurt,
Yes, sir.
Jesse, Nate, great
you,
show
man.
today. Chris,
Wow.
thanks for keeping us on the air. Are you out next week?
No, I'm not out next week.
What did you train Scott for?
For the following week.
For 2 weeks.
2 weeks away, yeah.
He's going to forget everything you showed him last
There's
week.
no doubt.
Wow.
He's going to be
Scott,
calling me on vacation. Now, what does that button do again?
That is Chris Beam and that is Shannon Gross. That is not me.
Nate.
Hello.
Oh, he already knows.
My
knows.
contract done went from that thick down to that. I ain't happy.
Next is gonna be like, you want it or not? You want it or not? Like,
All right, fellas. Good show. We will see y'all next week. Same time, same place.
let me say this. Shout out to everybody who donated last week.
How much you get?
And you ones that sent that man a penny, that ain't funny.
$89.
You're kidding me.
Yeah, I swear. It was like $89.
Really?
It's the funniest thing ever. Thank you.
$89. That'll
Yeah.
buy a lot for the kids next year.
That'll do wonders.
That is awesome.
Well,
and that was just a joke, by the way.
Yeah, it was a joke.
That was a total joke.
It was a total joke.
Drive.
Can Shannon Lee show up next year on time?
You
We go do for the
I
kids.
did show up late. That was my fault. I had a newborn with me. That was my fault.
And then he let the little baby just poo-poo all over everywhere.
Stop it.
Did he really?
No.
Yeah, man. The baby went to the bathroom. He called me like, Nate, the baby's poo-pooed all over himself.
Stop.
I'm like, why didn't you take... Well, you know who's taking pictures?
What are you talking about?
Calling child services.
Yes,
What
I
are
am.
you talking about?
Yes, I am. I'm glad your mom has intervened.
All right, we got to go.
Yeah.
All right, let's go.
All right, this show's gone downhill. All right, be back next week on Hangin' with the Boys.
This has been a production of DallasCowboys.com and the Dallas Cowboys Football Club.
How about this, Cowboys? Yeah!